And another thing you also talked about was the friction between ops and sales, right? I mean, that's going to be no matter where you're at, no matter where you live, no matter what industry you're in, that's going to happen. What are you doing to ensure that there is a team atmosphere between ops and sales? What's the secret sauce in order to make sure that they're working harmoniously?
So let me talk high level first, and then come back into the specifics of it. So first off, use this word friction. Friction channeled properly equals progress, right? Or traction, excuse me. Friction channeled equals traction. So friction's not a bad thing, okay? Where there is friction, there's usually a mismatch of expectations or of skills or of motivation. So we want to look at, right? So let's say take two different groups that rely on each other. So the first, and there's friction. Well, let's look at what might the cause of the friction be. So it could be because they've got totally different expectations. Okay. You could have another one say, we have skill issues, right? One group has a different set of skills than the other and they can't complement each other. Right? Or you could have a motivation issue. I'll call it passion. One group just cares a lot more than the other group. Okay. And so human nature, we're tribal, right? We protect our own, right? And we have this us versus them mentality. So what we've done this week and really drive to is make sure there's, so let me just take a couple things off the track. We have really talented ops people and we have really talented salespeople. So we can't say that the problem is the people, right? So let's just say we don't have a people problem. All right. Then we say, do we have a passion problem? Absolutely not. Pretty much everybody that's here was either recruited to the mission, right, or chose to join the mission, and they're still here because of the passion they have and the motivation they want to be great. So we don't have a passion problem. We don't have a people problem, right, in terms of skill set. So that leads us to one conclusion. What's the problem?
The operation.
Expectations. Okay. So what we discovered, right, and by the way, this is probably happening at the right time for the company. Got a bunch of new people coming together. And we discovered that sort of what sales expectation was did not match operations expectations of how things were getting done, and some friction. So now the question is, how do you handle friction? So you can do it behind closed doors, right, where you get everybody, right, and then you get the leadership kind of going behind closed doors and figuring it out and then messaging that to everybody. Or, as I prefer to do it, because I think it leads to trust, it leads to buy-in, and it leads to better outcomes, is open it up. Let's let the sunlight in. All right, guys, this is not working. How are we all going to figure this out together, right, to get to the right solution? And the reason we can do this is because we manage by results, back to the OKRs, rather than activities. So because we have OKRs and we have responsible parties, we know who is responsible for each piece of it, right? And responsibility equals freedom, but accepting your responsibility comes with the accountability of the results, your OKRs. Right? So when we have pain and friction this week, for those that kind of went through it, I could have taken it all in, talked quietly with each person in my office with the door shut, thought about what we should do, and told everybody what to do. Okay? I believe in the long run that's suboptimal, because I don't believe in my own ability to make the right decisions. You don't get buy-in, and it leads to political behavior, right? Because now I'm open to being manipulated, right? Because now it's who's got my ear, who's Rich getting lunch with, who does he like the most that's driving the decisions, instead of, guys, let's just all share in the pain of figuring this out. Let's clearly assign roles, clearly have responsibilities, and hold the people that are responsible accountable. And I think that really drives the best outcome. And I think that, like, it's just fabulous. And I think we're there right now. And so my choice that I've said is to the team, I will protect everybody in sort of a compassionate human perspective. I care deeply about the well-being of everybody in this company. But I think so highly of you that I will not protect you from the truth. Okay? So if the truth is that you're not doing a good job, or or somebody doesn't think you're doing a good job, or we're failing to hit our results, or our customer scores are wrong, we're just going to openly talk about it and drive into the problem, figure out where it's wrong, and be open about it.
Right.
But that's more painful in the short run.